watching on replay, we do appreciate it here. And of course, yeah, it's the community news extra here for this evening. Here, I haven't previously programmed the actual show, but of course, I thought I'd come on live to give you a catch up. If you're watching on replay, of course, it is really meant for a video here. Saves me, of course, recording one on my phone. I'm on the Samsung A12 tonight. Obviously, I've had some really odd news today. Something's disappeared from me, and I've been feeling a little bit on the low side because of it. And it's not because I've been low anyway. It's nothing to do with that. It's because of the pressure of a lot of things circulating around it. And if you've been watching on the captions, I appreciate that. But I'm trying to keep my head up here despite what's been going on here. And I will find the bottom to all this. And it's just not on what has happened. But I'm not going to go into details with that. But yeah, it is a strange scenario that we're all going through at this moment in time. There's so many people that are doing wrong get away with it. That's the scenario on that one here. And I really don't care if people see this in the future, but of course, I'm not here to have a go at anyone. And I never have been. I've been always straight and upfront with people. If they treat me bad, I get sort of emotionally bad. And of course, um, yeah, and it can affect me inside because, you know, it's a circulation that has been going around, and basically it's just not right, any of it. And it, of course, no one should tolerate it, whatever has happened. So yeah, huge response on Facebook regarding what has happened. People do know about it, but I'm not going to discuss it here on the live show. But what I will do is, of course, I'll come to the point here by giving you an extra community feel here, which is what I want to try and do, trying to, um, put it behind me and forget about it. When you think someone out there is for you and it ends up it's not, it's devastating, isn't it? And of course, it feels like sometimes I'm talking to a brick wall, explaining all this. But yeah, sorry to burden everyone about the, depression side of things. And of course, yeah, nobody should be going through, of course, any of that. I just dropped some paper on the floor. Well, yeah, it just sums the day up, doesn't it? Or the couple of days at least that it's all been happening from. And of course, I hope um, it can be mended. But of course, if it ever is going to be mended, whatever has happened, I can't really tell you. But of course, it sounds like I'm just talking out my head here, and you probably don't understand a word I'm probably talking about. But like I say, of course, it is one of those situations where, of course, at this time right now, they know, of course, um, in this world, certain amount of people are getting away with a lot of things. And of course, who do you blame? Who do you blame? Uh, the people in power, of course, the authorities. Who do you blame? But anyway, um, it's absolutely awful. What has happened, which I can't really explain on here, but of course it starts with the P and ends with S, and everybody knows what it is. So where do you draw the line with something like that? It's devastating what's happened today, and I just want an explanation. I just want an explanation, and the only explanation I'll probably get is, you know, um, of what's happened for a long time, that it had been planned um, for a long time, and I didn't know about it. I wasn't aware of it at the time. So yeah, so it's just on one of those unfortunate things. It's how I bounce back from this. Starting right from the beginning, it feels like, of course, starting from the first ever episode here, and starting really right from the beginning. Hello to that person who has just joined me right now. Come and say hello. I know there's some people that do come in here, and of course, yeah, it feels like I'm typing automatically here. I don't know why that is, but I really appreciate people coming in to watch here, especially if it's live. But I really, really do appreciate your support. Why am I getting, I'm talking about talking here and it's writing a text out on Facebook, which I don't really want to do. So, yeah, let's quit from that so I don't end up texting the wrong person. But am I going to, of course, pick up and find someone else? At the moment, no, because I am, at the moment, I can't trust anyone else. Because how do you know if you're going to get the same person again and again and again and again? It's just going through that cycle, isn't it? There's a lot of people that are discriminating for what you really are, and they don't discriminate the bad people. That, of course, we know who those bad people are. But anyway, let's move on from that here. We're going to give you an extra little bit of a chat, everyone. I won't stay up too long talking on here because it'll be too much for me anyway. And of course, I was going to do the Everton and West Ham game tonight, but of course, I decided against that. So, of course, yeah, it's all about getting fans back on here. Ugh. And getting exhausted at the same time. I've got an important, of course, meeting tomorrow, and of course, I haven't really told many people, but because they might be against what I'm doing here, and they'll probably ask questions. But I'm going to say on here anyway. It's a meeting with, of course, an MP of Haverhill. I've got to write some notes down here to ask, and it's in Haverhill, on the outskirts of Haverhill, and I'll let you know the outcome of that. And it shouldn't take too long, the actual meeting. And I'm going to have to do it on my own, which is a little bit of a shame because, one person, I can't mention any names, was going to come with me, but they decided it wasn't for them, and of course they decided to do something which they feel is better than actually, doing what I was doing here. And of course, yeah, it is a bit of a shame. But there you go. What can I do? And I sort of knew that was going to be the scenario, but of course, I didn't expect it to happen in the way that it has. But yeah, of course, let's forget about that. Let's try and get our freedom of speech back, which is going to be difficult because, it's one of those scenarios where, of course, we get so frustrated with what's going on. And I do blame a particular party for this happening, of the cause of this. And I think it's really disgusting. But what can we do to stop it all? That is the question. Can we go back and fight that kind of thing? I don't really talk mainly about politics, but we're getting to a point where we have to talk about it now, because if we don't, of course, we'll let these people win all the time, which is what they're doing. They're letting, of course, certain amount of people, which cause harm, away with it. They're getting away with it. And of course, yeah, it's absolutely absurd. It really is. And I find that really, really outrageous. But anyway, of course, it's not what this channel is all about. It's really, really sad that I'm having to tell you today of what pretty much has happened. Well, you can probably gather of what might have happened, but I can't say you too much details. if that person does come back to me, because they could be watching in the future, they need to watch this and learn from their mistake. But you know, maybe there isn't a way back, but maybe there is. I don't know. I don't know what the future is going to hold, but of course, I hope there's going to be lessons learned from that person. Yeah, that person will know what I'm talking about here. And unfortunately, I've had to remove them off the admin here because they are no longer part of what I'm doing here, and they don't really want to be, and they don't really care. It feels that way at the moment here, and of course, it feels really gut wrenching that, of course, this has happened today, and I can't speak no words. I'm almost breaking down in silence, if that's the right word, because of this. So yeah, I think, of course, a minority of people have got away with a lot of things, and they will be celebrating everything right now. And of course, yeah, no words can describe what I'm feeling right now. How do I move on? It's the question. About something that has happened today, and of course, it's not great news, I'm afraid. So anyway, let's talk more about, of course, I would say, what I've got in front of me that I have been showing you lot out there. And of course, yeah, before I go to the leaflets, in actual fact, here, I'll stay on to about another 15 minutes or so. I can last that long. I really can. But yeah, I'm on my Samsung A12 today, so if the sound is a little bit more different than usual, then of course, whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to try and catch up with new people here. I'm just not interested in that sort of scenario anymore. Maybe tomorrow will be a different day, but I'll just forget about it for a while. Yeah, it's interesting because it is sad because I'm sort of still friends with the family side of things, and of course I'm not going to say too much. And of course, if that person does come back to me in the future, they need to, of course, wake up, realize what they've done wrong, and of course, apologize big time. But yeah, it won't be me apologizing; it will be them if they do. But yeah, I'm not guaranteeing that they will. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be any apologising, but yeah, they should do of the goodness and kindness, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. But yeah, it may well be the end of the line. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. Let's try and move on from it if I can, but it's not going to be easy for a little while. It feels like, of course, it's the end of the world. In terms of what has happened today, it really feels gut wrenching, and I hope it happens to no one. I hope it doesn't happen to anyone. Sorry, I hope this doesn't happen to anyone going through all this. And no one should suffer for it. And of course, some reason we are suffering. I don't know why. So yeah, sometimes there's things that we can't explain. You think someone likes you from day one, and then they disappear, and of course they go off with someone else. That can happen, male or female. So I'm not going to point out which one it is because it happens to both genders. Never mind, of course, the third gender, as some people might refer it as. I'm now going to read to you the word for today here, which I have been reading on mostly my shows. And I've got time to read it just about here. Take responsibility for your life. Do you want to get well? The amazing question Jesus asked his paralyzed man. Do you want to get well? Who wouldn't? You'd be surprised. Kay Arthur tells of a passing beggar one day on the street in an old city of Jerusalem. As he sat begging, his trouser leg was pulled up to reveal his terrible sores. She writes, "My nurse's heart brought my feet to a halt. I wanted to bend down and shield the open wound from the dust. It should be washed, medicated, and dressed by someone who cared. My friend gently took me by I can't get the word. Sorry about this. I've lost it somewhere. My friend gently took me by my elbow and propelled me towards our destination. I was a tourist and I did not know about these things. She then proceeded to tell me that this man did not wish to be made well. He made his living from his wound. As I look back, I caught one glance of someone who was less than what I could have been. The man was lying helpless on a cot by the pool called Bethesda, had been there for 38 years. Question, how long does it take before a problem becomes a way of life? Good question you might ask yourself there. Jesus said to him, get up and walk. The interference being that it's time to get up and go to work, to become a parent to your children and a partner to your husband or wife, a contributor to your community, a solution to someone else's problem. It's time to take responsibility for your life. Are you letting your past or present circumstances keep you stuck and stop you from moving forward? Jesus asked you, do you want to get well emotionally, physically, and spiritually? What would your answer be? Today, let Jesus make you whole. And we'll leave you with one more here, finding your life's purpose. I have appeared to you for this purpose, to make you a minister and a witness. In baseball, a catcher tries to distract the batter. On one occasion, when Yogi Berra was behind the plate, Hank Aaron came up to bat. The Yogi started in, Hank, you've got the writing on the wrong on the bat in the wrong place. The words should be facing you. Yogi kept going. You better check it. Hank didn't say a word. On the next pitch, Hank hit the ball over the center field fence. He rounded the bases, stepped on home plate, looked at Yogi Berra and said, I didn't come here to read. I came to win. It's vital to know why you are here and not let anyone talk you out of calling or your calling or purpose. In the world today, people say they are trying to find themselves as in find themselves, okay? Such a search is pointless. As one pastor states, if you don't know who you are, how do you know what to look for? And how do you know when you have found it? Since you don't know what you are looking for, toasters don't find themselves. A toaster just has to do what a manufacturer has in mind. And Paul writes, a supernatural encounter of the Damascus Road when Christ said to him, I have appointed to you for this promise, to make you a minister and a witness both of those things which you have seen and of the things which I have yet to reveal to you. which I will yet reveal to you. To discover your life's purpose, you must start with God's as your reference point. He has made you. He has redeemed you. He has a plan for your life, and he will reveal it to you. That's the end of the word for today on that one there, which is, of course, I can tell you, finding your life's purpose. I have appeared to you for this purpose, to make you minister and a witness. Right, okay, of course, encourage someone today. Now, of course, we're going to be talking about this one. Encourage someone today. Say those with fearful hurts. Be strong and do not fear. Every one of us needs encouragement, support that inspires confidence and a will to continue. The words that we speak, rather, can either build up or tear down the people around us. Author Rebecca Barlow Jordan writes, one of the first questions I like to ask Jesus when I wake up each morning is, how can I encourage someone today? And who? He's always faithful to answer, often through his word. One morning, after asking that question, I read and found a practical answer. First, strengthen those who have tired hands. That might include teachers, hairstylists, mums, writers, missionaries, pastors, and parents. Next, the passage mentions encouraging those who have weak knees. I envisioned grandparents and senior citizens, veterans, and even athletes with wear and tear on their bodies. But the last category, the fearful, could probably include everyone. These needed to hear the words, be strong and do not fear. For me, finding people to encourage is not a problem. Remembering to listen and follow through Jesus' answers where I needed to work or when I needed work. And the amazing thing is, when I try to lift up someone else, I'm the one who ends up encouraged. Ask Jesus to help you encourage someone today. Invite him to speak through you and be prepared for his answers. And Paul writes, or actually said, be mindful to be a blessing, especially to those of the household of faith. As you fill your mind thinking of ways to strengthen the faith of others, you will be amazed by how much you get energized and blessed in the process. I hope you understand that. Encourage someone today. Say to those with fearful hearts, be strong and do not fear. I said that easier second time round there. I do apologise if I went wrong a couple of times there. I am sort of reading it as I go live. So, of course, yeah, there you go. There we have it. All right, okay. What I'm going to do now is, of course, talk you through, of course, just some basics here before I leave you with, of course, some of the things, of course, they recommend as the NHS that you do, of course, to keep yourself warm at winter. So keep your home at least 18 degrees, at 65 degrees Fahrenheit or higher if you can. Take advantage of the financial schemes and discounts that help you pay for heating. And maybe visit your local pharmacist as soon as you start feeling unwell, if you do feel unwell this winter with the symptoms of respiratory winter illness. Look out for other people who may need a bit of extra help over the winter as well. Look out for other people. Of course, remember that other people, such as older neighbours, family and friends, as in members. You may need to ask them for a bit of extra help over the winter. There's a lot you can do to help someone who are more frail than what you are. Icy pavements and roads can be very slippery, and cold weather can stop people from getting out and about. Keep in touch with your friends, neighbours, and family and ask if they need any practical help or if they're feeling also under the weather. Make sure they are stocked up with enough food supplies for a few days in case they can't go out. If they do need to go out in the cold, encourage them to wear shoes with a good grip and scarf around the mouth to protect them from the cold air and to reduce their risk of chest infections. Make sure, of course, they get any prescription medicines before the Christmas holiday starts, and if bad weather is forecast. If they need help over the holiday period when the GP practices or the pharmacy is closed or they're not sure what to do, NHS treble 1, that is 111, can help. The service is available online at 111.nhs.uk and also by phone. By answering questions about their health problem, they will be told what to do and where to go. You can find out more information about this on www.nhs.uk. That's National Health Service, by the way. Of course, there is other tips as well. I'm just going to go through some of them. Sorry about that. So, yeah. Just a little bit of an itch there. Keeping warm. Of course, it's important to keep warm this winter, as we well know, both inside and outdoors. Keeping warm over the winter months can help prevent colds, flu, and more serious health problems such as heart attacks, strokes, pneumonia, and depression. Of course, as I say, keep your room temperature at least about 80 degrees, that's 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and you may prefer your main living room to be slightly warmer. And also another tip here is keep your bedroom window closed on winter nights. Breathing cold air can be bad for your health as it increases the risk of chest infections. Very key to know all about that. Keep active when you're indoors. Try not to sit still for more than half an hour or so. And also wear several layers of light clothes. Several layers trap the warm air a bit better than one that is a bulky layer. Hopefully you understand a little bit about that. So, of course, wear several layers of light clothes. Several layers trap warm air better than the bulky layer. Basically, of course, the light clothes are better than the bulky layer. And make sure you're receiving all the help that you can be entitled to. Learn how to make your home more energy efficient, improving your heating and keeping up with your energy bills. www.gov.uk/PHE/keep warm and check your heating and cooking appliances are safe. Contact a gas safe registered engineer to make sure that they're operating properly. Visiting gas Forregster.co.uk. That's gasaforregster.co.uk. All right, okay. And of course, it's very important that very quickly, I'll quickly say this because we've got a little bit of a less time on this extra community extra. Stay well this winter. Winter conditions can seriously be bad for health, especially for those people aged 65 or over, and people with long-term conditions such as heart, kidney disease, and COPD, bronchitis, and emphysema, asthma, and diabetes. Being cold can raise the risk of increased blood pressure and heart attacks and strokes. And the cold and damp weather, ice, snow, and high winds can all aggravate the existing health problems and make us all more vulnerable to respiratory winter illnesses. But there are lots of things you can do to stay well this winter. Of course, if feeling unwell, don't wait. Get advice from your nearest pharmacist straight away. The first sign of winter illness, if it is at the first sign of the winter illness, even if it's just a cough or cold, get advice from your pharmacist before it gets more serious and act quickly. As soon as you get advice from the pharmacist, the better. Pharmacists are fully qualified to advise you on the best course of action. This can be the best and quickest way to help you recover and get back to normal as soon as possible, obviously. If you can't get to a pharmacist yourself, ask someone to go for you or call your local pharmacy over the phone. Right, okay, of course, some useful numbers and useful information. Where to go for right medical care, 999 for life-threatening emergencies, and of course 111.nhs.co.uk or just 111 to call up if you need medical help fast and you're not sure what to do. Go straight to NHS 111 online or by phone to get clinical advice and direction to the most appropriate services for treatment, and of course GP pharmacy at the nhs.uk for less urgent health needs. Get them seen as to a local pharmacy or GP practice. Consultations with pharmacists and evening weekend practices appointments are also available locally. So you can access once more, just to repeat it once more, NHS advice and information at www.nhs.co, not co, but .uk. That's www.nhs.uk. Help us help you stay well this winter. That's the message so far, according to the NHS here. And just a quick message, by the way, for the Cambridge luggage storage. Unfortunately, there is no luggage storage at facilities at the Cambridge train station. Please see inside for facilities near the station. And of course, listen to this very carefully. If you're delayed by 15 minutes or more, claim with a delay replay. And of course, it's got, of course, a leaflet with this one here. And you can actually do it online as well if you want to, of course, reclaim your repay. And it is free post and Greater Anglia customer relations. So you just basically post this in and hopefully they receive it. So, of course, you've got to explore the East Suffolk lines at the timetable as of 18th of May 2025. Of course, you've got Halsworm, Saxmundham, Darsham, Felixstowe, Melton, Ipswich, Trimley, Woodbridge, Beccles, Wickham Market, and Lowestoft, and Alton Broad South. So all of these, of course, we'll be telling you a little bit more in our next episode, which is going to be episode 20 of the Community News with Nick C here. Lots, of course, I could be telling you, but we've run out of time, unfortunately. We've gone over time as well. So we'll carry on, hopefully, promoting the community for you. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch here, including on the replay. Please do give us a like and support us in any way you can. It has been, it's been an awful day for me. It's not because I'm sort of mentally stressed, but of course, it's just one of those scenarios that, of course, never goes away when you have a feeling like this. It's absolutely awful. So it is that same scenario that's happened over and over again in a cycle. And of course, we need to put to an end to it and find out why it is happening each time. But anyway, we'll leave that thought behind us now. Past is past, present is present. Let's hope to continue as a community here, which is what we're trying to fight for here, especially on this channel here. We are community based. We will continue to fight like that. Okay. More we notice on this channel here. We're talking about more we notice, as in, of course, the channel of we. Might as well say more I notice, more I find. For the moment, anyway, until I have another person with me, which, of course, may not happen for a while now. But anyway, of course, let's hope, of course, things change and it sorts itself out. All right, okay. We will, of course, leave it at that. And, of course, we'll leave that racing free mind for now. Until next time, take care and peace out and God bless.